Remember the girl that Angelina Jolie adopted 17 years ago? This is how she looks now. Just like every other African child, this girl could have died like millions of others. But thankfully, her destiny gave her a chance, and about 17 years ago, Hollywood superstar Angelina Jolie adopted this Ethiopian baby. Therefore, Zahara Marley Jolie-Pitt moved from an African orphanage to a luxurious mansion in California. While things may not seem so smooth and perfect, what trials did she go through in her life, and what is her current situation? Stay tuned to the end to find out. The number of orphans in Ethiopia, one of the poorest countries in the world, has grown over 4 billion as of today. A lot of them live on the street and they don't have access to basic necessities like proper food, water, and education. There was, however, a girl who was just 6 months old who was in the same condition 17 years ago among these abandoned children, living in an orphanage, and was undernourished due to hunger. It was obvious if no one helped her at that time, she would probably die like many other children in Ethiopia. If she survived, she would have to collect sugarcane at best, while a hard fate would await her. Well, it rarely happens when someone's life changes in an instant. However, it was the case for Zahara, as one incident utterly changed her life. As she was adopted by the Hollywood star Angelina Jolie back in 2005, the actress was dating Brad Pitt at the time, and she didn't have her biological children. However, she has also adopted a 3-year-old son, Maddox, originally from Cambodia. While Angelina Jolie actively devoted herself to a charitable mission, and she traveled to many poor countries in the world to help children, after seeing a baby girl of 6 months, she was instantly fascinated by her. Everyone believed the girl was an orphan, as it was reported that her mother died a few days later after giving birth. Some sources claimed that she died from AIDS, and some said she died from bleeding. The father of Zahara was also unknown, and she had only had her grandmother Almaz Benif, who lived in the sun-baked town of Awassa with her 3 daughters. In addition to living with a leaky roof, cracked walls, and a burning stove in front of the house, this family has lived their entire lives in a one-room shack with no electricity or telephone. Her grandmother raised her for the first 4 months of her life. However, she was not able to feed her more, as she only had $9 a month, and so she gave Zahara to an orphanage where she can at least get food. As soon as she knew she was going to be adopted by a Hollywood actress, she was glad and did not try to have the child returned. Not just that, the 45-year-old woman who was not able to read or write, but all that she asked was to send a photograph of her prosperous granddaughter when she grew up. She said, "I just asked Miss Angelina to send me a picture of my granddaughter so I could remember her and her beautiful big brown eyes, which are similar to my daughter's eyes." It's terrible that in some African countries, people are forced to give their children to others only because they are not able to support them. Nevertheless, this little girl Zahara was lucky, as she had to stay in her actual home. She would not be able to read or write or even get proper food. She would have to live in a shack and work hard just to get $1 a day. However, she had an unconvincing destiny, and when Angelina adopted her, they immediately returned back to the United States. And after that, Zahara has been living a luxurious life. But her actual happiness in life is not by the money, but in her family. Zahara got new parents, and Brad Pitt became her official adopted father. And she also gets the double surname of Jolie-Pitt. She was really loved by her mother and father. But Zahara's life was not as perfect as it looks. Because she was surrounded by the press in her initial days, and the paparazzi were waiting for the family all the time and their new adopted daughter. Even the worst thing happened, as the media stated a false story that the family has decided to return the girl back to her country, as they allegedly took advantage of the family's poverty and manipulated them. Not much time has passed after this fabricated story, and the reporters revealed another fact from the life of Zahara's family, reporting that her biological mother was actually alive. As Mentwabi Duat claimed in an interview that she became pregnant without her will, and once was attacked by a man and was not able to resist, resulting in that she didn't know who the real father of her child was. But she decided to keep quiet and keep it a secret because it was all taboo in Africa, because it was considered disgraced if this happened to a woman, as everyone will blame the mother and no one will punish the culprit. Then Mentwabi gave birth to a girl in the family home. She realized that she is incapable of feeding her child and gave Zahara to her grandmother. She claimed that she never disputed the adoption of her baby girl by Angelina Jolie, as she believed that her daughter was very fortunate to be adopted by a lady who is very popular across the world. She said in 2007 that she wishes them all the success they deserve. Moreover, Zahara grew up in a happy and large family, as Angelina adopted another child and gave birth to 3 biological children. Now she has 5 brothers and sisters. However, in 2017, her biological mother appeared again and all of a sudden asked to see her child. She told Daily Mail Online that please just let me talk to my daughter. But as we know, she does not communicate with her biological mother, as the real mother was the only one who raised her and not the one who gave birth. Nonetheless, Zahara visited her homeland in Ethiopia many times, also on a special visit in 2019 when she met the first female president of Ethiopia. The purpose of this visit was to discuss the culture and history of the country. In addition to that, Jolie was also sure that the adopted children should be aware of their roots, but she did not permit Zahara to see her biological mother, as she believes it can be bad for her. Zahara is currently 17 years old, and among all the children of Angelina Jolie, she is the most remarkable child, as she had never been in any scandals, and it looks like she is the calmest person in her family. Furthermore, her mother can be proud of her as she helped her mother with all her social work, also created her own collection of jewelry, and voiced Mang Mang in the movie Kung Fu Panda 3. Additionally, she is currently studying at the Distinguished Spelman College in Atlanta, and above all, Angelina is really happy for her, as she said in a statement, "My daughter is from Ethiopia, one of my children, and I have learned so much from her. She is my family, but she is an extraordinary African woman, and her connection to her country, her continent, is very much her own." Certainly, it's a fact that people continue to criticize Jolie for adopting a child who is an orphan, but in reality was taken from the family. In spite of everything, see how incredible the life of this lucky girl has developed. That's all we have for the video. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below about whether or not Zahara should communicate with her biological mother. We'd love to hear from you. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to hit that bell icon so you can be notified when another video drops. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.